What's up, y'all? I'm back. It's your boy Trucking with Bugs, man. I haven't put a video up in probably like 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks now. I think the last video you guys probably saw, I was done with my TNT phase. I was at the terminal in Salt Lake City, Utah. I had to take about like 3-4 classes for my upgrade. I ended up finishing that, passed whatever exams that they had us take for our upgrades, and I ended up going to get my truck. So Monday was the first day of like upgrading class. Tuesday it was just mostly like watching videos and stuff. Pretty much a lot of the stuff that we did during orientation we had to do again. Monday, Tuesday was like pretty simple stuff. Like I said, just watching videos and taking like little small like little tests, simple stuff, nothing too hard. Wednesday I had to do a simulator, which involved back on the highway and parking on the simulator. Passed that, and then right when I was done with that, they pretty much sent me down to the leasing office to go pick out my truck. Now I love Peterbilts. I love Kenworths. I was hoping to get me one of those, but honestly, I'm kind of glad I didn't get no Pete's and no Kenworths. One, they didn't have any Kenworths at all. I don't think Prime really carries Kenworths like that, and if they do, it's very limited. You know what I mean? And Peterbilts, they had some available, but they didn't do any like services on them, so those trucks weren't available for anybody, probably for like another week or two, they said. And honestly, Freightliners are cheaper to lease. Well, Internationals are probably even more cheaper. Honestly, they're just $100 difference, man. It depends what year, however long you're doing the lease for, factors into it. And if they're newer trucks, obviously you're gonna pay like 12. I think it's 12 or 1300 maxes a week. But I ended up getting into a Freightliner. It's a 2-year lease. I didn't want to do a 3-year lease. I kind of wanted to do a 2-year or 1-year lease, just to kind of get the flow of how just kind of learning the ropes of the game, learning the market. What's a good area for loads, what's bad area for loads. Just kind of just learning pretty much. I know I probably should have gone company, but honestly, you make more money doing lease. You do have a lot of expenses that you got to worry about, but if you know how to manage your money, you should be fine. And hopefully you get a good dispatcher too, or fleet manager. Dispatcher, fleet managers, they're the same people. Hopefully you get a good fleet manager that really looks out for you and get you some good paying loads. So I ended up getting my truck. I didn't sign my lease agreement until Thursday, because I had one more class to take on Thursday. So I was like, all right, let me just wait till Thursday, because I've always heard that if you sign your lease early, then the day you sign your lease, you got like 7 days, and then the next pay period you're pretty much paying. So I was like, all right, I know the pay period's over Wednesday afternoon, or Wednesday around 12, I want to say. Yeah, so all your paperwork's got to be in before 12 for that pay period, so you can get paid Friday. So I waited till Thursday to sign my lease. So pretty much from Wednesday to next Wednesday, I don't have no lease payments. And my first load, I actually got my first load that Thursday morning. That load, I'm looking at the Geo tablet right now. That load was paying, show you guys real quick. Can I flip my camera? No. All right, I'll just say that load was paying $4,886.72 for a total of 3,122 miles. Now let me get to the the logistics of this load right here. So what I had to do, right? I was gonna drive 807 miles. Mind you, this load is being picked up in Bakersfield, California. Pick it up in California, and then I'm driving all the way to Valdosta, Georgia to drop off. So from Salt Lake City, Utah, I had to drive 807 empty miles, meaning I'm bobtailing, because they didn't have any trailers at the Prime Terminal, and they didn't have any available trailers anywhere pretty much that I could have just went and picked up a trailer. So I had to bobtail from Salt Lake City, Utah, all the way to California to pick up an empty trailer, and then deadhead a little bit over 120 miles, or no, about 80 miles to my destination of where I'm picking up. And this is for some ice cream. So with me bobtailing from Utah to California, they actually paid me I think it was $1.25 a mile for bobtailing from Utah to Cali to go pick up that empty trailer. So I got paid for that. Because when I first seen this load, I'm like, all right, the money's good. And I'm looking at the miles. I'm like, hold up, 807 empty miles? Like, that's a lot. Damn near with no trailer? Like, bruh. In my mind, I'm like, reject. Because, I don't know. It just seemed crazy to me. So, but loaded miles, I would be driving 2,315 loaded miles from my pickup location all the way to Valdosta, Georgia. So that pickup was on Thursday, February 6th. And I had, actually no, I'm sorry. That drop off was Thursday, February 6th. My pickup was on a Saturday. So I left Thursday afternoon and drove damn near 600, about 500 to 600 miles before I shut it down. And then Friday I ended up driving the rest of the 200 something miles and picked up the empty trailer and then kind of shut it down for the night until I had to go pick up this load on Saturday. So yeah, so after reaching Georgia, I got another load in Moultrie, Georgia, heading to Virginia. So mind you, after dropping off that load in Atlanta, well, not in Atlanta, but in Valdosta, Georgia, that drop-off day was Thursday. So prime cutoff day for payroll is Wednesday. Unless you have a little agreement with your fleet manager, if you could get that paperwork in Thursday by 12, before 12 afternoon, you know, he could submit it in and kind of get you paid on Friday. But I didn't want to do that. I was like, you know what? My bills is paid up. I had, you know, I still have money in my pockets. You know, I'm not dipping into my savings or nothing like that. Let me just push that load pay to the following check, to where I gotta pay my lease for the truck. So at least I'll be on a good positive side, you know what I mean, for stuff that I gotta pay for. So that load pretty much went to the following week's check, the week where, you know, I gotta make my payments on the truck and whatever stuff that I ended up getting from them. Because just know, if you're a lease operator, you're paying for everything. When I say everything, like Cat Williams says, everything. All right. They give you chains, you're paying for that. They're giving you extra windshield wipers, fuses, oil, washer fluid, coolants. You're paying for that. Just know that, all right? They might not take the whole lump sum of the payment, how much everything costs all at once, but they're gonna, you know, divvy it out every week. You could be paying $25, $30, or whatever. So mind you, I ended up going to the store and buying some stuff too. I bought a GPS, which I kind of regret buying it, honestly, because it was stupid expensive. There's a lot of stuff at that store that you're gonna need that they're expensive. Just find other ways of getting them. You know what I mean? Like I could have honestly, this Garmin GPS that I bought, I think it's the 1020. It's one of the new ones. I could have got that at Love's for like $800, $200 cheaper than what they charged me at the store. When he told me the price after, I was like, hold up. He was like, yeah, they're gonna take $150 out of your settlement. I'm like, 150? Like, damn, y'all trying to take everything all at once. I'm like, hold up, so how much is this damn GPS? He's like, oh, it's $1,000. God, for a GPS? I think I could have just used Trucker Path on my damn phone and been good with it. But I got it anyways, man. You know what I mean? I got it anyways. So, but yeah, so another thing too, before I get into the details of that second load, there was a guy who was leaving Prime. He actually was at the store when I went in to go get some of the supplies that I needed. And this guy, you know, he had no complaints about Prime, but he just was having issues at home that, you know, he ended up finding something locally, a local job where he could pretty much be home every day. So he had only been with Prime for like 6 months. So he went to the store pretty much to like just give the store everything that he had because he didn't need it no more. And they were like, well, we don't want it. You know what I'm saying? If you could find a new student that, you know, wants to take it, man, as soon as I heard that, I was like, hey, what you got to offer? Bruh, let's just say my man gave me everything I'm not gonna say everything, but almost everything in his truck. He gave me everything that I needed that was on my list of stuff that I needed for the truck. Only thing that he didn't give me was obviously like his oils, his coolants, his extra windshield wipers, his chains that you need to have for your tires when you start going to states like Colorado, Wyoming, and Oregon and stuff like that. But as far as like trip sheets, he gave me all his load locks, so I didn't have to go find any. He gave me cleaning supplies. He gave me a broom. He gave me like a little brush with a dustpan to clean inside my truck. He gave me like a stepping stool. So if I ever want to clean my, windows or whatever, I could just step on the stool to make it easier and get me a little taller. Or just for anything that I could use a stepping stool. He gave me that. He gave me freaking one of these shoe cleaners to clean off your shoes. He gave me a hammer. He gave me this. Bro, like he gave me clipboard. He gave me his stamp. You got to pay for this. I got this for free from him. Like I said, trip sheets. He gave me all his fuses. He gave me all his for like the rubber thing for your glad hands. He gave me pretty much almost everything, man, that I needed that was on my list. So I was grateful for that, man. Like I got lucky. Like I said, he was ready to just throw all that shit out. So I'm excuse my language, but he was ready to throw all that stuff out. So I got lucky with that. So thank you for him. I forgot his name, but thank you. But anyways, back to the loads that I got. So obviously the first load I got was going from Cali to Valdosta, Georgia, which was for like $4,000. After fuel and stuff like that, I probably get left with like three and some change. My second load after dropping off that first load was going to Moultrie, Georgia. Was picking up in Moultrie, Georgia, heading to Gordonsville, Virginia. And that load was paying $1,800 for a total of 714 miles. So I would have to drive 42 miles empty and I would drive 672 miles loaded. Alright, so that was picking up on a Friday, which was February 7th, and that load had to be dropped off Sunday, February 9th. Alright, then the next load I got after that was heading to Laurel, Maryland, picking up in Laurel, Maryland, and then driving to Monroe Township, New Jersey. All right, so I would have to drive in total, excuse me, it's freezing cold out here in Indiana right now. I would have to drive 283 total miles, 113 empty miles and 170 loaded miles. And that was paying $626.53. And that pickup was for Sunday, that same day after that drop off. Sunday pickup. Delivery was, mind you, it was going to Costco. Delivery was Monday morning at 5 a.m. Next load I ended up getting after that, actually, this is one of the loads that I denied. So this load was supposed to be going from Vineland, New Jersey, picking up in Vineland, New Jersey, going to Johnstown. Actually, no, I'm sorry. There was a load that I was supposed to pick up before that, but I ended up denying it because the pay didn't seem too right. But then again, I kind of should have took it because after talking to my second trainer and then the fleet manager, it was like, we were sending you to an area that was a good paying load. But I was thinking home because I wanted to go home. I wanted to go in the direction of the northeast so I can go back home. Because clearly I had told my fleet manager that I wanted to go home, to be home the weekend before Valentine's Day. But I ended up changing my mind and actually wanted to go home for Valentine's Day. Spend some time with the family. So I ended up denying the load. I heard it's not good when you deny loads, because now sales could, be on some BS and start sending you crappy loads. So from now on, I'm not denying any loads. I'm just taking all the loads for the first couple months just to see how stuff goes. But anyways, my second load, well, not my second, but my next load after the Jersey one, I had to go to Vineland, New Jersey, heading to Johnstown, New York. So that load, I forgot what it was paying, to be honest with you, but it was a decent load. But that load ended up getting canceled. So they ended up sending me, I forgot how much they gave me for it being canceled, but I got a little something for it. I totally forgot what it was. So I'm sorry for not having that information for you guys. But my last load, pretty much leaving New Jersey, heading to Easton, Maine. So it was a total of 642 miles. So a total of 642 miles, 25 empty miles, 617 miles loaded. And that load was paying, $1,761. And that load was supposed to be picked up, or was picked up, on Monday, February 10th. And it had to be delivered Tuesday, February 11th. So if we do the calculations here, I'm going to do the math real quick for you guys. Where's my pen? So we said this load right here was 1,761. I'm just giving you the quick estimate. Obviously there's some change, like 62 cents, but we ain't gonna worry about the change part. The load before that was for 626. The load before that, from Montreal, Georgia, going to Virginia, was for 1,600. And the load before that, the Cali load, So $4,886.